Hey there, doulas. It's Rebecca here from the Doula Toolbox, and I just wanted to pop in and just take you through different ways that you can really use the new affirmation templates that we've just loaded into your vault. So I'm going to share my screen here. One second, let me get this set up. And so here we are inside of Canva. So first things first, let's go into the vault. Cancel that. So here we are in your vault, and the new affirmation templates are right here under Canva templates, and you'll be able to find them here. And as usual, the download is at the bottom. We've got just a little description of what it is and how you can use it. But as with any of our Canva templates, you'll notice that when we download it and then open it up, it takes you to a PDF that just has instructions on how to use the template. So all of our Canva templates start just like this, and you'll open up that PDF and then go through the customization guide if you haven't gone through that before. Make sure you do that because there's a super important step here, making a copy of your file so that it doesn't mess with the original format for anybody else that's using this. So we'll go through that as well when we hop back over into Canva. But essentially, you're gonna read through the customization guide, and then what you'll do is come down here and click on the Canva link so you can download that here. Click there, and that'll take you right into Canva. You may or may not have to sign in, but basically this is your design here, that your affirmation cards. So that's where you can find it in the vault. That's how you access it. And now let's head back over to Canva. So once you're in Canva, the very first thing you're gonna do when you open that link is head over to File, drop that down, and you're gonna make a copy. So I'm not gonna do that right now because actually I think I'm going to. So I don't wanna mess with the link or the file that you guys have. So this is just making a copy of it. Once you've done that, the first thing you should do is pop up here and rename it. So whatever you wanna name it for yourself, just so that you know when you're going into your Canva that that's your copy and not the original. And I would even go as far as to say you can go ahead back into where all of your designs are on your homepage and delete the one that says copy of. So you're gonna have your one that you label as your own, but then I would go ahead and delete this so that there's no confusion for you and you're not actually gonna be accidentally going to be editing the original copy that everybody gets. So those are two super important steps before you do any of the stuff that we're gonna go through right now. But I'm just gonna this one isn't anything, so it's not gonna change. So I'm gonna go through just a few different ways that you can customize this and use these cards, and you can take these tips and use them for any of our customization or our Canva templates, I should say, that we put in the vault. But the idea of the affirmation cards really were for you could use them and print them off and sell them. They're totally, whatever we put in the vault is yours to use as you wish. So you can print these off and sell them as your own. You could also get a few done and use them as client gifts. You could use them for marketing materials. So you could actually put more of your business information on here and kind of use them as business cards. So there's so many ways that you can add these into your business and into your marketing. So let's look at a few different ways that we can do this. So this right here, the very first image is what we're considering the back of your affirmation card. So you can put whatever you like on here. We've just put some stuff here just for ideas. From my heart to yours, of course, as you guys know, you can click on anything. If you didn't want that part, you could delete it. If it's gone and you say, oh, wait a minute, I kind of liked that, you can just press the back button and it'll bring it back. And then again, so this is just a placeholder kind of that we put here. So you could definitely, I'll just go into our folders here and see what we could put on there instead. So you could just maybe take your own logo and stick it on there. So you could delete the one that we have there and maybe put your own in place here. And I just want to point out The background of this particular card is kind of a textured background that we added. So you can see when I click on it, a box highlights around there. And so when I move that away, you can see the white background. So again, you can take that away, you can keep it there. If your logo doesn't have a transparent background, meaning like a clear background with no white, then you will see kind of a white box appear here. If it's transparent, then it'll go over this textured background, no problem. So I'm gonna put that back in place because I like it there. And then we've just got a little border here. And again, when you click on the border, you could do anything there. So if you need to change it to a color, maybe you know your own branding colors and you can add that in there. But otherwise, you can kind of play with that as well. So every single thing on here is totally customizable to make it your own. You can take the border out, whatever works for you. We've got a suggestion for you to add your website here. If you're going to use this as a marketing tool in terms of business, then you might want to put more information on there. So you might want to put your business name at the bottom, and maybe anything you would put on a business card, you could also put there. This can be deleted. That was just kind of an instruction to say, here's where your logo might go. So have fun with this. So this would be the back of your affirmation card, and you can have that printed on any of the cards that you do, or you don't have to do a back at all, and you can put whatever you want on the front of it. So let's scoot down here. So this is a watercolor series that we've put together for our first deck of affirmation cards. And again, the idea was for you to be able to brand these, to be able to use for your business. So we'll just scroll through and I'll show you kind of the different colors that we have. So you might want to keep this deck. There are 10, by the way. You might want to keep this deck as is and just have kind of a rainbow of colors, or you might go through here and say, you know what, this is really the only one that goes with my logo or with my business. So maybe you want just that to be the only background or the only color that you use from this deck. So all you would have to do is come up here and make a copy of that, okay? And then you can delete the text off of that particular one, and then you can either take, so I've got all of these grouped. I'll show you how to group them and ungroup them, but you could essentially maybe take this text and move it up onto here and just play around with it like that. So if you're finding that there's only a couple colors that you want, but you still want 10 and you still want maybe all of the affirmations that are on the cards, then all you have to do is make a copy of the one that you like and just copy or like take this and drag it, or you can press, let me get myself out of the way here, or you can press duplicate and then you can move that one around too. So there's so many different ways that you can customize this. So I'm just gonna go back here. Maybe I changed my mind. So same thing, on a few of them I've got this little heart in the background of, but I didn't put it on all. So really, I just kind of put these on here to give you ideas of how you could use that. You could definitely hop over to Elements and you could find your own thing that you want. Maybe you have your own kind of business thing that you would want to put on there as well. So it is totally up to you how you set your cards up, or you could simply just print them as is, right? So just going through these, like I said, I've grouped all of the text together just so that they're easier to move, right? So if I wanted to move that all as one text box, I put them all together to make it easier for editing. Trying to find the center again there. If you wanted to kind of ungroup that, you can leave it in a group and still just customize one thing at a time. So you can see how it brings a box around just the word or the phrase that you want to work on. If you wanted to like move stuff around and not have so many lines, you essentially you just click on that and you click ungroup. And then you'll notice now as I go through them, there's not that little dotted box all around them, and now they're all separate text boxes. If I want to group them back together, then all I have to do is press Command. I'm on a Mac, so I'm not quite sure what that would be on a desktop, but Command, and hold down Command, while I am, what am I doing? I'm left clicking and then just dragging my finger down to get it all. And then you'll see that it goes all together again. And then I click group and now it's all together again. And that just makes it really easy to move it around, to center it, and so on and so forth. So those are just some of the ways that you can customize your cards. I'm going to actually take you into Vistaprint and take this a little bit of a step further and show you how you could set this up in Vistaprint. And I'm sure there's lots of other options as well. You might have a local option, but just kind of giving you an idea of how you can print a few at a time and use them as client gifts or use them in your marketing or start putting together affirmation gift card packets. So yeah, so we've done that. So let's go over to Vistaprint. And so what I've done here is I went to marketing materials, I went to postcards, and then when it came up here, just so you know, these are, I sized them as 5 by 7 vertical. So they're 5 inches by 7 inches and they're vertical. So that's what I chose over here. You can choose smaller ones and then you can just kind of size it properly inside of Vistaprint. But I chose 5 by 7 just because that's what the size is. Paper thickness, I usually choose premium when I do postcards on here. And we use Soft Touch for the affirmation cards that we sent out with our Doula Life Planner this year. And it's just that kind of nice, silky, smooth finish. So it's a really nice, it's just a really nice touch and it just really gives it a quality feel. So especially if you're going to be selling them, this might be a really good option for you. And then what I did was I just went down here to the minimum quantity. So this is just going to be for one card, right? You have to, when you do this, you have to print them one at a time or choose one at a time option, which is totally fine. So if you consider maybe you want to start out by printing 3 of them and maybe every time you book a client or you have a road show or a vendor fair or something, you just maybe have little packs of 3 affirmation cards, then this is a great option. You can just print 3 packs of 50 of different cards, and then you've got them. You can put them together, tie a little ribbon around them, whatever you like. You see the price here. There are always deals for Vistaprint, so never ever pay full price on Vistaprint. There's always 20% off, 40% off. There's always really great deals. So be sure you check that out before making the order. And essentially you could probably be paying closer to like $15 for 50 cards printed. And they're really, really nice. So you're just gonna start designing. Oops, what selection do I need to choose? Premium. Yes, there we go. So we'll start designing our cards. And again, like we really want for you guys to utilize the stuff that we're putting out. So that's why I'm doing this tutorial video, to just really give you an idea of how to get the most out of it. So I'm going to upload. I've got the file on the computer. There they are. So I'm just going to take this first one and I'm actually going to download both of these at the same time. So I've got the back and I've got one image loading here. And so you can see here, we're working on our front side right now. So I'm going to drag that over here, upload my design. And again, if you don't want to do a back, you could always take the front of this affirmation card and maybe stick your business name or your website just along the bottom here or something like that. So this one fits perfectly because it's the same size. So if you had something smaller, you might have to play with it. I don't really recommend doing bigger and trying to stretch it because it'll end up not being super good and it might look a little pixelated. So this would be the front. And then if you're gonna add your information on the back. So if you want full color, if you want grayscale, so that would add another $5 to your order. But again, having all of your information on there might be a good, now this is one that I saved before I made a correction on something. So don't worry about, you're gonna see that it's not, the logo isn't there properly, but that's just my own mistake. So then we're gonna have the back here. As you can see, it's got that texture here. I still had the gray border on here when I downloaded these in the first place. Again, Vistaprint will tell you if it looks good or not, or if the resolution is okay. And if it's not, then you have the opportunity to fix it. So we'll preview those and how that's gonna look side by side. Let's see, front and back. So yeah, you guys can see how kind of it ends up looking really nice on these cards. And again, if you choose the soft touch, it's that really nice kind of soft finish that we have been seeing everywhere. And it looks really nice. So that's essentially it. That is how you can customize your affirmation cards. You can certainly change anything that we have written here. These are just kind of starters and maybe ways for you to get ideas. But then they're also very nice affirmations. So if you don't feel like you want to customize anything, then that's totally okay too. So there you have it, you guys. You can make these your own, use them for whatever you need to use them for. They were a lot of fun to make, and we're looking forward to making maybe a few more affirmation decks that are more specific to maybe postpartum or fertility or bereavement or anything that you guys want, essentially, because this vault is for you. All right, so I think that is all I wanted to show you. So I'm going to stop sharing and just wrap this up and say goodbye. So we really appreciate you being here. We hope that you are finding the materials inside of the vault very useful. We love adding to it every month. And let us know if you ever have any ideas on what you would like to see in the vault and what would be useful for your business. And we'd be more than happy to sort that out and add that to the vault for you. All right, so we will see you next time. Good luck. Show us your creations. We love to see what you do with the templates on your own. Bye for now.